Nummer state of mind, ADHD, MC Rambo, heinis, köyhä, jone ja tee. Kroomin katku hyvällinen, kun pomma seinä äleeli.
Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a subject and I'm talking about food. Food is like the #1 killer of humans. It's the #1 cause of disease and death. Basically, like we've all been led to believe our whole life, eating meat would give you any benefit whatsoever. Eating anything that breathes, that has eyes, that uses the bathroom, has no benefit whatsoever from eating it. And you are literally poisoning yourself by the stuff you're putting in your food, and you're killing yourself a lot faster, whether you believe that or not. And it's not just meat, it's also dairy. If you're not eating a plant-based diet with raw foods and seeds, nuts, fruit, mind you, they are finding every way they can to try to poison everything that is on this planet. But you can make different choices of what you're putting inside of your body. Because the day that we're living in is literally a war on your mind. It's the worst kind of slavery. Slavery with no bars and no chain. The worst kind would be your mind. The prison in your mind. To believe all the lies that you've been told your whole life and led to believe. But we all have a choice of changing our life and deciding what we're going to put inside of our body. Because not only when you're eating these animals and stuff, you're also eating the spirits of the animals. So believe that or not, whether you think it's crazy or not, you're eating blood coming from another living thing. So you're eating destruction, basically. We was never meant to eat animals whatsoever. So that has always been a lie by the government to, they want you to kill yourself. They want you to eat their poison. And if you don't know it or not, the meat that you're eating now, half of it is not even legitimately what you believe it is. There's so much stuff like meat glue and carbon monoxide and ammonia and so many things that is inside of your food, and you're thinking you're just eating something so awesome, but the chemicals that is added to the food goes to your mind to make you think that it is good for you what you're eating, when it's literally killing you by the second. So I'm going to read this information, and this is just some companies of some things that should be known, but everybody is so quick to trust and believe labels that is on products that is so wholesome, and even the organic stuff that you think you're buying is not even organic. Whole Foods is #1 of pretty much 90% of the stuff they have in there, that these are ridiculous prices for one. Has pesticides and God knows what else in it. And they're portraying it as it's this wholesome, greatest food ever, and it's so organic, when the fact is it's so opposite than that. And then they say they're so organic, but you go in there and it's like literally, you can't even find like grapes. You can't even find them with seeds in them anymore. But they're supposed to be organic. But if it don't have seeds in it, it's not organic. Watermelon, you can't even find it now for seedless. And the craziest things, whenever I talk to people and try to tell them stuff about the food, I get, oh, I can't stop eating meat, oh, I gotta get my protein, when the fact is you're getting no protein whatsoever. That is so much of a lie. you can get protein from seeds and nuts and stuff. You are not getting no benefits from eating meat. I don't care what they're telling you. You're not getting no benefit from it. So you're sitting here believing all this, the lie about the protein and stuff, when fact is that all of it is lies. And I mean, it's just crazy that we would put all this stuff in our body, and then you even know the truth about it, like the GMOs, and you know the truth about the food. And like I said, people say, oh, well, I can't stop eating meat, I gotta get my protein, or oh, what am I supposed to eat, just veggies? I mean, really, like, you're really that ignorant to just, you don't even want to try to change anything, you just want to stay stuck on stupid? I mean, you steadily want to pay to kill yourself? I mean, that is crazy as shit to me, like, that you would sit here and keep paying to buy all this expensive food that's supposed to be organic that's killing you, and you would just keep it. Like, they have grass-fed beef that no different. It's not fed from no grass no more than anything else, and it wouldn't even matter if it is fed from grass, because it's still poisoning you. I don't care how you're eating it or what it's being, you're still being poisoned. So, and other comments I have, well, I gotta die of something. Like, really? You gotta die of something, so you just gonna want to die even faster by just, why not just get a jug of bleach or get a damn bottle of Windex and just drink it, because that's basically what you're eating when you're eating all this fucked up food that they're calling wholesome, when there's nothing wholesome about it. So I'm gonna get into reading these are just 10 companies. There's so many more, though. You would be surprised. Like, people think there's so many companies that you're getting your meat and stuff from. That's not the case. There's 4 major companies that is supplying all that. So not only that, okay, meat has been recalled and stuff. Okay, it's intentionally being poisoned. Okay, every so often. Okay, you've even had chips be recalled for salmonella poisoning. Okay, you've had spinach recall for salmonella. Okay, there's even been facts that they literally found rocket fuel in baby formula. So if that ain't intentional, I don't know what is. So the more you keep believing this and don't decide to wake up to see what's really going on and see the damage that it's actually doing to the human race, they're literally putting chemicals, like canned food. I've been a vegan for a year now. The only thing I was still eating was beef and chicken at that point, because I'm like, okay, I don't eat pork. I haven't ate pork in over 10 years now. So, but it's no different whether you're eating pork, beef, chicken, turkey. I don't care what you're eating. I don't care if it's turkey-based or it's pork-based. It's poison either way you look at it. So I'm a complete vegan now. No dairy, no anything. And you would be surprised in the changes that you would see, like health-wise, all the issues that you're seeing and going through. And you can't understand what's going on with it. And you keep changing things and nothing's working because you haven't figured out that the foods you're eating is what is causing 90% of your health problems. So I'm going to get into reading. The first one is ConAgra Foods. ConAgra, whose brands include Hunt's, Healthy Choice, Marie Callender's, Orville Redenbacher, Slim Jim, Ready Whip, Egg Beaters, Hebrew National, P.F. Chang's, and Bertolli, labels many of their products under the confidence-inspiring statement of "made with all natural ingredients." Their slogan, "Making the food you love," is equally charming and insidious unless you contextualize them in a world of Orwellian doublespeak. These statements are the antithesis of truth. ConAgra was found guilty of health code violations and bacterial contaminations of its food processing facilities, which have endangered consumers and in some cases been linked to deaths. They've also concealed the use of GMOs in their products and practiced unethical factory farming sources. In 2003, it was revealed that for 2 years, ConAgra had been poisoning Americans with E. coli tainted beef, which the USDA was complicit in covering up, of course, like they always do. But it's funny how every time something is recalled, they always manage to find a way to know exactly what to recall and what the numbers on the boxes was. But it's like, okay, how do you know what to recall unless you know where you put it in? Okay, General Mills, well-known company. Trisodium phosphate, also known as TSP, is an additive and flavor enhancer found in thousands of frozen and processed foods, including kids' cereal. Which, while I'm talking about cereal, you can also find metal in your cereal at that. All you have to do is get a magnet, put the cereal in a bag with a little water, and you can get the metal out the cereal with the magnet. Literally that much metal in your cereal that your kids are eating and adults eat too. It also happens to be an ingredient that was used in industrial cleaners, that is, until the EPA declared it unsafe for human exposure. Still, that doesn't stop General Mills from using it. It's okay though, because GM states in our food products we use very small amounts of TSP. Phew! Only a small amount of poison, thank God. Okay, up until just this year, General Mills foods also use BHT, or butylated hydroxytoluene, which animal tests have proven to be toxic. By the way, they also putting this in animal food also. General Mills has also come under fire for the widespread use of GMOs in nearly all of its foods. The company actively lobbies against any required labeling of GMO ingredients, and it spreads disinformation concerning the safety of GMOs. Because that's the thing, they can put anything on the label, but that don't mean it's true. You was not there to see them make this, so you have no clue to the damage that this is doing. And there's so many foods out there that is poisoning you, literally. Kraft Foods, very big company. There's a reason why Kraft's mac and cheese has such a beautifully golden hue to it. It's the artificial coloring agent yellow number 6, which has been linked to hyperactivity, asthma, skin conditions, and even cancer. In 2013, Kraft bowed to pressure and removed the artificial coloring, but tens of thousands of people have already consumed their products. Kraft also hides the presence of GMO in their foods while actively fighting against regulations to require the labeling of these potentially dangerous ingredients, and of course their highly processed, prepackaged products contain high amounts of fat, sugar, and sodium. And also the stuff they're putting in canned foods and stuff is literally changing your DNA. It is literally changing your DNA. Oh, and one last thing, as of March 18, 2015, Kraft was in the process of recalling 6.5 million boxes of mac and cheese because some of them contain fragments of metal. Yum, that sounds really tasty to be in your food and you're eating it. Sounds delicious. Heinz recently lost a lawsuit over false advertising. They've been busy lying to the public by labeling products made from GMOs as all natural. Whether you tolerate GMOs in your food or not, the fact is that this company has a proven track record of lying to the public. So why do you keep trusting them and buying these foods, is my question. Furthermore, Heinz products contain the following ingredients: tomato concentrate made from non-organic tomatoes, distilled vinegar, high fructose corn syrup, HFCS, corn syrup, salt, and a variety of spices and flavorings. Each squirt of that classic ketchup contains pesticides, a neurotoxin, HFCS, a particularly unhealthy type of sugar, and table salt, which dehydrates the body and depletes minerals. And also, for you who don't know, the white salt you are using is also glass shavings, in case you want to check that out. You do have to stop eating ketchup. Just switch to a healthy organic brand. The same goes for all of these foods. And a lot of this stuff you can make on your own from scratch. You don't have to buy stuff in bottles and jars that's already made up. You can make your own stuff. You can change a lot of things to make stuff a lot healthier using your own ingredients. Herbs that you know are like healing properties, and all kind of organic stuff that you know for a fact is organic, that's been around for millenniums. So, Campbell's Soup Company. You know how everybody says when you're sick, you know you need some chicken noodle soup? So, Campbell's, it is a prerequisite for success that all large food companies must actively lie to their customers. Campbell's Soup, forever emblazoned in our minds by Andy Warhol's iconic prints, has been a staple in most American homes for decades. Unfortunately, Campbell's has been sued for hiding the presence of GMO and for labeling foods as low sodium when they contain as much salt as regular products. The average cup of Campbell's soup contains a staggering 850 milligrams of sodium. Unless that's your only major meal of the day, consuming it means you're risking heart attack, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Just as importantly, if not more so, is the fact that for many decades Campbell's has lined its epoxy resin cans with the toxic chemical bisphenol. BPA has linked in lab studies to breast and prostate cancer, infertility, early puberty in girls, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, according to the breastcancerfund.org. Only recently did the company finally bow to pressure and phase BPA out of its production. Which you really believe they phased it out because there was a reason. This is a bigger plan why it was in there in the first place. So they haven't phased anything out. So the best thing for you to do would be quit eating their products. because they definitely do not care about their customers at all. It's all about them making money while they're poisoning you. Coca-Cola, you know how you love your soft drinks, and for those who of you don't know, sodas has also been tested and found human DNA in their products. You know, for those of you drinking your acidic Coca-Colas and Mountain Dews, and while you're sitting there guzzling down and killing your kidneys and your liver. Does this really surprise anyone? By this point, you should be aware of this myriad health problems that Coca-Cola and Diet Coca-Cola cause, but sometimes it's helpful to break it down to the specifics. Coca-Cola has over half a dozen chemical additives that are detrimental to your health. E150D, a food coloring agent, E952, or sodium cyclamate, a synthetic sugar substitute that was actually banned by the FDA in 1969 and then inexplicably reinstated by WHO a decade later. E950, or acesulfame. Potassium, which is 200 times sweeter than sugar, very addictive, and is bad for the cardiovascular and nervous system. E951, or aspartame, a sugar substitute that has been linked to brain tumors, multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, Graves' disease, chronic fatigue, Alzheimer's, diabetes, mental deficiency, and tuberculosis. E338, or orthophosphoric acid, which can cause irritation of the skin and eyes, and E211, or sodium benzoate, a compound that, according to one study, damages human DNA. So, while you're drinking your sodas, and for those of you don't know about aspartame, that was created back in the Nazi days. So it's been around for a minute, and it's been in these sodas for a long time. And look at the amount of kidney and liver disease there is going on. Nestle is one of the 3 companies using GMOs in their infant formula. Okay, so maybe you want to trust corporate paid scientists about the safety of GMOs. But Nestle also has the additional track record of using traces of industrial poison melamine. For context, this is the same chemical that sickened at least 50,000 Chinese infants in 2008. Purina, which is owned by Nestle, also had a lawsuit filed against it for the use of propylene glycol, a known animal toxin and component of automotive antifreeze, in its dog food. After over 3,000 dogs became ill, Purina responded on its website that propylene glycol is an FDA-approved food additive that is also in human foods like salad dressing and cake mix. How reassuring. Which is something else I do not eat. I make my own salad dressing. I do not use anything that is out of the store-bought poison that you're buying. That all these so-called name brands that you're trusting are poisoning the hell out of you. Kellogg's, for your cereal lovers. Kellogg's has been the target of nationwide ban over GMOs after spending over $1,012,552 on pro-GMO and anti-organic media propaganda in California, Washington, and Oregon in order to defeat GMO labeling initiatives. Did the nationwide ban impact Kellogg's corporate ethos? Unfortunately, the company actually doubled down, and its products now contain 100% GMO corn, and the contains traces of glyphosate and Bt toxin. Sounds lovely. So the best thing for you to do, honestly, would us be growing our own food and eating a plant-based diet without all this garbage in your system. All of us do pass on at one point, but I think I would rather die of natural cause than live a long life full of pain and cancers and so many health problems and just unimaginable agony from eating these foods that we could have changed on our own if we had just stopped putting certain things into our body. PepsiCo. Following the lead of Coca-Cola, Pepsi vowed to change its formula after the California law mandated a carcinogen warning for soft drinks. Nevertheless, the vast majority of Pepsi still contains 4-methylamidazole or 4-mel, which has been linked to cancer in humans. Another major opponent of GMO labeling laws, PepsiCo invests millions in celebrity endorsements to make sure you don't equate their products with obesity, diabetes, or cancer. A 2014 study has been shown PepsiCo has even more sugar fructose than previously believed. And that ain't all it has in it either, because it's nothing but liquid poison. Along with many other chocolate companies, Hershey was recently found to have unsafe levels of lead, which can lead to neurological damage and learning disabilities, as well as cadmium, which can cause reproductive harm and damage to the kidneys, liver, and bones. Additionally, Hershey's has spent more than $1 million to make sure you can't be certain whether or not the candies you are eating contain GMOs. Their most popular treats contain many modified ingredients, a fact that obviously hope stays unknown. So that's just 10 companies, but it's so many more. And not only that, when you're eating your meat, if you haven't checked it out, you can check out the animal grinder, and they just literally throw the whole animal in there and grind the whole thing up together. So God only knows what you're getting whenever you're eating it. And not only that, it's not, you think you're eating one animal and you're eating so many different animals combined. It is ridiculous. Rat, dog, cat, you name it. You're eating all kind of different unknown species whenever you're going to these restaurants and eating this crazy ass meat. Chinese, Mexican restaurants, whether you're going to McDonald's, whether you're going to Wendy's. It's even been human DNA found in McDonald's food. So it is literally disgusting to the thought of what you're literally eating if you're not fixing your own food. I don't even go out to eat. I eat at home. I get my own stuff and I eat at home. Because I don't want to buy to put poison in my body. And I'm sitting here spending my hard-earned money on stuff that I know for a fact that I wouldn't even feed my animal. So for me to sit here and continually put it in my body, and I've had so many health effects from stuff that I have ate in the past, when I was eating a lot of stuff that I was eating. For the most part, I've always been a pretty healthy person as far as what I've ate, but I was eating a lot of, whenever I was younger, I ate a lot of greasy food. At the age of 15, I had to have my gallbladder removed from gallstones and stuff like that from eating all these foods, and then all of your arteries being clogged. At one point, I was 200 pounds and got to the point where I couldn't even breathe unless I literally had a air conditioner blowing right in my face. I couldn't even breathe to sleep, and that was at the age of 15, 16 years old. So at that point, I changed then to, I can't do this no more. I would bake my food instead of frying my food and things like that, because there's so many ways you can change it. There's still some natural things left that you can get, that you can put in your body without it being toxic. So toxic to every artery inside of your body. So I really think we need to start finding out about the food that we're putting in our mouth. Stop going to McDonald's. Stop going to Wendy's. Stop going to all these disgusting places. All these I've seen on YouTube where they do all these chicken nugget challenges and all this, and it's like you're just literally sitting there feeding yourself complete poison for a video. And I'm thinking, are we really at this point in this reality that even though we know it's poison, we're still going to accept it? We're not going to stand up against it and do anything about it? You don't got to go to these places. You don't got to go spend your hard-earned money on this crap. I mean, I think it's time we all should be growing our own food and have our own gardens and things like that. It makes no sense to me to just keep repeating the same things that we're doing by all the stuff that we're putting in our body. And then we do all this stuff to ourselves and then think that we can go to some person in a white coat and they can cure us of whatever. But we're the only one that can cure ourselves. Because going to the doctor ain't doing nothing for you. They're not trying to cure you. Any pill that they have is not gonna do you no justice whatsoever. But what will do you justice is putting the healthiest food that you can put inside your body. Put that in your body. Make different decisions. It was easy, super easy for me to quit eating meat. I had no problem with it whatsoever. It was no fight for me to quit eating cheese and dairy and eggs and milk, and it was not an issue for me. It was so easy. I mean, I guess I've never been addicted to it, but I haven't even had a soda in over a year and a half. I drink water, I drink health drink, like smooth with fruit and vegetables and that kind of smoothies and stuff like that. I just refuse to go along with these corporations, and we're steadily making them money and nobody's putting them no fight against it, and they're literally controlling the world. So that being said, I'm going to put all the information below, and you can look through this for yourself and go from there and see where it leads you, to see how much information there is about this. I mean, it's time for you to go find it, because this is every 5 minutes you have a fast food commercial on double bacon, double meat, double patty, extra cheese. I mean, it's like, really, so you already know there is propaganda there, and there's an agenda there of reason why they're so, these are all government mind programming, telling you, buy. But the point of the food matter is it's killing your health. If you have no health, you have nothing at all. Literally, you have nothing at all if you do not have your health. So if you don't save it now, before it gets too far, you might not ever be able to change it. It will get to a point where it gets too far and it's done too much damage from all the chemicals and stuff. You won't be able to reverse it. But you still have time right now. There is even natural cures to cancer. They ain't going to tell you this because they want to feed you that radiation. They want to feed you that poison. Because they're definitely not trying to cure you. It's all about money and control. They want the population sick and full of disease. They want us dropping off like flies. Something's wrong whenever you're starting to have heart attacks at 40 years old and shit like that. That should tell you something right there. Of you see somebody one day and a couple of days later they're gone, and you're like, well, I'm doing the same kind of stuff they was doing, so so it's really time to wake up and really see the big picture of why this would be important to focus on. Really put energy into finding out more about a lot of stuff that is going on, because it's pretty serious. It's not going away. So the best thing for you to do was, you have the power of your own destiny, so it's up to you to change it. So anyway, peace till next time. Have a great night. See you next time.